Spanish individual combat ration. This is breakfast number 3. And this is the most, like, I don't know, to me, this is the most military looking meal that I've ever done. Like the US military ones, they got the brown plastic bag, and the British military ones looked like a shopping bag, the one I did, big old thing. And the Canadian one kind of looked like a brown paper bag lunch. It was good, but that's what it looked like, a fancy one. But this looks like you could drop me off in the jungle, and if it weighed more, you could tell me this was like, C4 or a pack of ammo or something, because it just got that look about it. But so Spain wins on the like utilitarian military looking ration so far. I'm hoping I'm not offending a lot of people, but I do want to say thank you before we get into this to Mike Kreischer Reviews for sending this to me. If y'all don't know who that is, there'll be a link to his channel in the pinned comment and in the description. He's a YouTuber that does lots of international MREs and domestic MREs, international rations, all kinds of stuff. Y'all go check him out if you haven't already. But thank you, good sir. That being said, let's crack into this thing. So, as you can see, like I was saying, very utilitarian, military looking. I don't know why I'm hung up on that, but for some reason I am. So, let's get into it. All right, so once you peel off, and I'm going to try to save this packaging as best as possible. I don't know why, I just like it. Y'all ready? Y'all ready for a unboxing? Little box. I got big hands, but you can see the size of this box. It's very compact. All right. Hey. We have a little guide here. In Spanish, tells us what's going on. Combustibles. I'm wondering, since this is so compact, if we have some kind of fuel tab with like a little stove or something, like a lot of militaries have. But let's see. Individual combat ration. This ration has been checked with the technical condition sheet written by the blah blah blah. Bulges are dented. Signs of rust. Leakage, bad smell. All right, so that's some good advice on how to check your rations if y'all want to freeze frame that and read it later. That's in English, but this tells us what all is in it, and we have it in English. So we have a bat of sweetened cocoa powder. What's a bat? What's a bat? 1 bat of sweetened cocoa milk powder. Okay, anyway, let's just go ahead and read it. I guess it's a package. A bat of partly skimmed milk powder, a bat of honey, sugar, raspberry jam, packet of sweet biscuits, tub of cocoa spread with hazelnuts, and then accessories. We've got water purification tablets, combustible tablets, rehydration salts, chewing gum, matches, stove for warming, bag with cellulose paper, 10 sheets, I'm imagining toilet paper, toothbrush, fluoride toothpaste, instant hand disinfectant, and 1 information label. Wow, there's a lot in this little bitty box. So, sounds like a pretty basic breakfast, but hey. Okay, azúcar, that's sugar. Got the 2 packs of that, 3 packs of that. Sugar, sugar, sugar. What is this? This is the cocoa powder. This is the cocoa milk powder. Just an aside from this for a second, as I'm eating different things and trying them, I will have the calories listed up on the screen. And then at the end of the video, we'll do a total and a summary of all the calories in the box. I like to do that for any kind of what I consider emergency food, and I consider people stocking up on combat rations. This one, for me, is a novelty because it's from Spain. I don't know if I'll ever get my hands on another one. But if you're in Spain and you're stocking up on these like I do with US military MREs, knowing how many calories are in them is important. So back to it. We have leche. Okay, I'm thinking this is the milk powder. I'm thinking, since the leche, I think, milk. This is the rehydration salts, the oral rehydration salts. And they use their own packaging for basically everything. This is the honey. It feels like it's crystallized a little bit. This, I believe, is the, yeah, these are the fuel tablets. So we got a couple of those. This is a little toothbrush. It's a little tiny travel toothbrush. Hang on. Check that out. It's a little tiny travel toothbrush with storage. That's so cool. I am fascinated by this. Sorry, y'all. I'm sitting here playing with this toothbrush, but y'all see that? Okay, never found a toothbrush in an MRE before. That's cool. All right, this is the raspberry jam. Okay, so this is like Nutella. It's cocoa spread with hazelnuts. This is gum. This is our hand disinfectant gel for our hands. Disinfectant gel. These are the crackers. Excuse me, sweetened biscuits. These are the sweet biscuits. This is toothpaste. We have matches. Water purification tablets. Even I don't have to read everything. And we have our paper napkins or toilet paper. It says there's 10 pieces. If you're lucky, you can use it for both. And then we have our little fold-up cooking stove. But this folds into a little square. I'm actually going to save this and take it camping. Maybe I'll film it for y'all in a future video next time I go camping, showing y'all how to use it. But it folds into a little square. And then these little fuel tablets here, you put them under it to heat up your food. And they did give us 2 of those. So that's what this is. It just folds up into a little square, and then you put your little tin or your cup or whatever you're heating things up in. Now, there's nothing really that needs to be heated up in this meal. So we won't need this anyway for this meal that I can see. But they give you everything you need to start a little fire. Okay, it feels more like a napkin than toilet paper. It's not soft. You could use it for toilet paper, but it's not a very soft toilet paper. Let's just put it that way. All right, so let's start trying some of these things, right? So I'm not really going to need a lot of, implements or heated water or anything. We're just going to eat stuff. So let's try some of the honey with some of these crackers. This is the cracker package. Oh, it's broke. But here you go. It says tostada on it. These little almost they're very, very cracker texture. They called them sweet biscuits, but I've had a lot of foreign biscuits like digestives and stuff. This is kind of leaning toward the cracker consistency. It smells good though. All right, let's just try. I'm going to try a little bit by itself, and then we'll start trying stuff with some of this stuff. Very similar in flavor to an animal cracker. Like here for us Americans, that's what this tastes like. It tastes like a little animal cracker that you get in a tub. So I'm imagining it shines when you eat it with the stuff. Let's try this cocoa butter. It's not cocoa butter. It's basically Nutella. It's a cocoa and hazelnut spread. It smells very good. Let me get a little bit on this cracker. Kind of see. Kind of nice, firm consistency. It smells very strong of cocoa and hazelnut. I love that smell. That's pretty good. I'm gonna eat most of that, but I'm gonna save a little bit for my wife because she would really enjoy that. She loves Nutella. And that's like a really strong chocolatier Nutella to me. To me, that actually is a richer flavor than the Nutella I get here in America. Now we are going to try some of this raspberry. Was it raspberry jam? Where'd my little helpful sheet go? Raspberry jam. Now it calls these pats. These are pats. The sugar and everything. These are tubs. Oh yeah. All right. So I'll get the corner of this biscuit in here so maybe y'all can see. It's a very jelly jam consistency. It's got liquid in there. I'm hoping y'all can see that. Here, let me see if I can show you from this angle. Y'all kind of see it's got some of the stuff. Let's see. It's got the regular, but y'all see that. Y'all see that. All right. All right. For the jam. That is a good balance of sweet and tart. They did a good job because a lot of raspberry things can get too sour to be enjoyable by themselves on a cracker. For me, that balances the sugar and the tartness very well. I'm impressed with that. I'm not super impressed with the crackers themselves, but with these things, they're pretty good. But let's go ahead and mix some of these drinks. So we have this powdered milk, and we have cocoa. Let's do the cocoa powder. Oh, that is a strong chocolate smell. I'm excited. As y'all can see, it's already starting to mix a little bit. Nice chocolatey color. We may have to add some more sugar to it. Let's give it a try. Oh, very rich, very dark chocolate. When they say lightly sweetened, it is. That's why they give you all these sugar packets to make this a little more sweet. So I'm gonna put one of the sugar packets in and shake it back up. Wow, that's a lot of sugar. Although if you ever looked at the amount of sugar in an American soda or something, that's no sugar at all, probably, compared to what some of the things we drink over here. I'm surprised there's not any coffee. Being a breakfast menu and everything, I am surprised about that. Okay, I like that with one sugar packet a lot. It gives it a lot of sweetness, but not super sweet. That's good. Of course, since that's cold water, a lot of that sugar didn't dissolve either. But we're going to reuse the same cup. So it'll be a little bit chocolatey. But we have this. Now this is partly skimmed milk powder. So we're going to go ahead and mix that too. That's funny. It smells almost like Dippin' Dots because it's just freeze-dried milk powder. No, more milky, and I probably shouldn't have sniffed it because now my nose is going to be smelling that for a while. All right. I bet I should have mixed the milk and the cocoa and everything, but It'll be all right. We're living and learning here. We have gone to the opposite end. It is pure white. It smells sweeter than normal milk. Oh, it's got that powdered milk smell to it. Not bad. Not bad. I am going to add the sugars to it, though. They give you all this stuff. Might as well use it, right? Each of these packets is 10 grams of sugar. I have thoroughly shaken this. It still smells like powdered milk. All right. If you add a bunch of sugar to it, it's really good. It reminded me of the vanilla dairy shake that you get in some of the American military MREs, but a lighter, more natural flavor to it. It just tasted like a really sweetened condensed milk once you added all that sugar to it. I enjoyed that. I really did. Like, if I could find those kind of packets in bulk, I would put them in my emergency stores if they have a good long shelf life, because that was actually a pleasant little drink, and it filled me up a little bit, and I got all that sugar, so now I'm getting hyped. But I think the only real things we have left to try are the honey and then these oral salts, which I might have to do a little bit of research real quick and figure out if I'm supposed to add water or not. But let's try the honey on these crackers. As you may be able to see, the honey has crystallized some. Let's see if I can get a better... It all has done that. So it's going to be kind of a pain to get out of this pouch, but yeah. Can y'all see all the little crystals in the honey? It does that over time. It's still safe to eat. But y'all see that? All right, I'm going to put a little bit on the tostada. Ed's struggling. There we go. I'll just do it that way. All right, got some on the tostada. I love honey, crystallized or not. That's good. Super sweet. I mean, it's honey. So that's everything tried except the salts, I think. I love honey. I really do. Well, I'm going to save these salts for the end and time lapse real quick while I eat a little bit more of my breakfast. And then, yeah, we'll do a summary and this and everything at the end. All right, so I have made a royal mess of the mat, but here we go. This is the oral rehydration drink. Ed from the future here. I am now demonstrating how you shouldn't do this. It actually says to put it in your mouth and then drink an abundant amount of water, not put it in the water like I am currently demonstrating. But it smells almost like an Alka-Seltzer, and it appears to be bubbling up slightly. Does it dissolve on its own, or am I supposed to keep stirring? Before I drink this, here's the total calories for everything in the bag. All in all, it was a very, very basic breakfast. I love the accessory kit. I love how they give you different things to have with the crackers. And because there were so many crackers and stuff, it is filling. It's very energetic. It's got lots of sugar, and a little bit of caffeine because you got the cocoa spread and you got the cocoa powder. So you get a little bit of caffeine, but a lot of sugar. So I am feeling more energetic. I am awake. So there's that. But as the meal goes, it's very, very basic, very sweet. I would have liked to have seen one savory element or something just to make it feel a little different, a little heartier, maybe a pate or something to put on the crackers too. You know, like a third little tin of some kind of meat pate. I don't know. That's just me though. But honestly, flavor-wise, it was great. It was just very, very sweet. And if you really like sweet things and sweet breakfasts, this would be your cup of tea. Nothing really hot unless you heat up the cocoa, which I didn't, but you know, the stove and stuff, I'll be saving that. And maybe if I ever use it camping or something, I will film it and I'll put it on the channel. But yeah, everything tried except this. Here we go. Maybe it's because I just had a whole bunch of sweet stuff. That didn't have a very good flavor. It tastes like an Alka-Seltzer with very, very little flavoring. Like if you just got the salt and the you know. Yeah, I didn't dig that drink too much. I like the other drinks, and that milk with the sugar was really good. Very simple, very, very sweet. I liked that. So I am full. I did have a full breakfast with a lot of calories, and it was very compact, and it looked cool. And we all know that half of these things is just how cool they look. No, I'm just kidding. But anyway, thank you once again to Mike Kreischer. Go check his channel out. Link in the description and the pinned comment. And I will see y'all on the next one. Later. So, I didn't even use an opening device because everything had tear notches and opened pretty easily. I had one on standby, but didn't use it, so I'll save it for another video. But yeah, I hope y'all are doing well. Please give me a like and a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. This channel has been so much fun so far. I'm really looking forward to see where it goes over the next years and stuff. Hope you all been enjoying it. And if this is your first time, thank you for sticking around this long. I usually try to throw some bonus content in at the end for people who stay here long enough. So just a heads up, I've got some humanitarian daily rations that I will probably be cracking into before too much longer. Yeah, I don't know though. I will. I've just been putting it off because I've heard not great things about them, and I've eaten so many MREs late. If this is your first time here, please ring the notification bell so you get notified when I upload. I try to be responding to comments for the first hour or two actively after I upload a video. And I read all the comments, so leave me a comment even if you're not watching this in the first hour. And I will read it, and I'll respond to it as quickly as I can. I respond to almost all comments eventually. But if you're in there for the first hour or two after I upload, I'm actively responding to comments. So be sure to click that notification bell so you'll get notified as soon as I upload. But thank y'all so much, and I will see you all on the next one. Later.